So this is one of my clients, Product of Grace. It is a Christian streetwear brand centered upon helping people find their identity in Christ. This is exactly how I helped her go from views like this, she's averaging 5k views also. This is 14k, only 12 comments, which doesn't really make sense. She's getting, let's say, 14 comments max. Your views doesn't matter if they're high and there's no one connecting with your actual brand, which is what we helped this client do. We helped her go from getting, let's say, decent views, as some people would say, but not actually having any purpose behind the views, to having a view count that is a lot higher on average. Brings in more actual people that want to be a part of the brand, that impacts more people. First content piece we did with her was this one. So this was really kind of like a rush type of content piece because of the fact there was no actual media sent. This is all pre-recorded media in the sense of it wasn't something that we planned out and said record this way to get this type of effect. That is partially why the views of this video is only around 3.1k. But now, if we move to the content pieces that we helped her and told her to create, the first content piece that we helped her create was this, like, I'm cooking up something type of video. And it doesn't work for every single brand. Some brands cannot do this. And the reason is because your ICP needs to be someone who would actually resonate with this type of content, and I would actually want to watch that type of content. If not, it's pointless. That is 6k views, which is decent. And that shows the difference between just creating content for the sake of it and creating content that actually want to associate themselves with your brand. Because your content is really a huge driver of whether your brand is successful or if your brand is not successful. You can have the more intricate type of content pieces. So these performed a lot less because of two main reasons. One reason is that sometimes the lighting was often recorded and the color grading therefore was suffering. And second of all, there wasn't much impact within the actual. The fact is, we wanted to make sure that views is not the main thing we're focusing on. What we are actually focusing on is making sure that she's posting content leading up to Black Friday to ensure that she sells a larger amount than she did previously, which was obviously achieved. We have this content piece. So I'm going to put the sound on.
Thank you. I really like your... What? Hold on.
This is a very simple, like, what would you want to call it? Skit type of video. And the reason why you have to do this is because of, there's a word that people use typically called world building. And it's simply put that your ICP wants to live in. And this doesn't mean let's take them out of reality and take them into something which doesn't exist, not that sense. This means actually creating content in a way which allows your ICP to not just resonate with it, but actually feel like they're within the content with you. And because of the angle it's shot at, it's more relatable, which allows somebody to just watch it. I don't feel like it's an ad, even though it typically, basically is an ad, because it's for the two sweatsuits which were dropping, or the tracksuits which were dropping. And the fact is, whenever you're trying to, let's say, build a brand that's trying to impact anybody in as well, your content is a thing that will be a huge factor of how impactful that is. The content doesn't just have to be video format, but I would highly recommend videos because people typically like to watch videos and scroll on their phone. Like, typically everyone has a mobile device and they love scrolling on their phone. A lot less people like to read. But one thing we haven't tapped in, which we're going to start doing, is longer form videos like the ones I'm doing now, because there's only so much information and so much aesthetics and whatever you want to say you can put into a video that goes on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube Shorts. But when it's a longer form video, you can actually go around the process of how you created your product, and allows people to connect on a more deeper and emotional level with the brand. And the aim is always to not manipulate your ICP, but to provide a solution to whatever the issue is. So the issue that my client's ICP has is understanding their identity. So within the next couple of drops and content pieces and years of this brand, you're going to see a lot more change because of the fact that she's already placing the steps needed in her business. She's already taken the steps, already needed in her business to make sure that it can impact the people that she's been called to impact. And you can do the same. And you don't need thousands or hundreds of thousands of followers. She has only 727, but she went up like 200 in a month through a couple of content pieces. And that is more than possible for anyone, but it's about you understanding your brand, who your ICP is, and making sure you don't just market to them, but you have content which is tailored to meeting their needs. But yeah, God bless you, And as always, keep serving.